Okay, so this is going to be a technique video. We're going to practice solving linear equations, okay? Specifically, linear equations with fractions and decimals in them, okay? So again, like I said, this is a technique video that I'm going to share with you. Is that going to focus for us? I hope so. Um, okay, so let's jump into it. The first one we're going to look at is when there's fractions involved, and we'll do this together. Okay. So go ahead and write the problem down. This says 1/4 x minus 3 equals 1/2 x plus 12. 3 doesn't look so nice. There it is. Okay, so when we're solving equations with fractions, we want to think about this thing called an LCM, right? And so an LCM is basically the lowest common multiple. And basically what that means is, what is the smallest number that both denominators fit into easily? Okay, so remember, denominators are the bottom number. So what's the smallest number that both 4 and 2 fit into easily, right? And so you want to think about, what number can I multiply both sides by to make those fractions go away? Because that's our first step, right, in our algorithm. Make those fractions go away. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to also use distributive property as our tool to make those fractions go away. So the first thing I'm going to do is wrap these this equation up in parentheses. So I have parentheses 1/4 x minus 3 equals parentheses 1/2 x plus 12. Okay? Now what we have to think about is, what is our LCM? What number can I multiply 1/4 by to make the fraction go away? And can I use that same number to make the fraction 1/2 go away? Well, our LCM for this equation is 4. Okay? So I put 4 in front of both parentheses. Okay? Now when I distribute, or when I double rainbow that 4, watch what happens. 4 times 1/4, well, that's just 4 times 1 over 4, which is 4 over 4. We chose 4 because that makes the fraction disappear, right? 4 times 1/4 is 1. And that invisible 1 is always there. So 4 times 1/4 x simplifies to just x. 4 times negative 3, negative 12. Now this side, 4 times 1/2, well, hopefully you can see that that's 2, right? You have $4, you lose half of it, now you only have $2, right? 4, that's the same thing as saying 4 over 2, which is 2. So that becomes 2x plus 4 times 12, 48. Now, this isn't too scary, I hope. This is just straight up algebra. So we've canceled out the fractions, we've used distributive property. Now we need to combine like terms, there aren't any. So now we need to move all the variables to the left and all the constants to the right. Inverse of positive 2, negative 2x, negative 2x. I combine these two because they're like terms. I don't put negative 2x here because that's a constant, that's a coefficient. We can't combine those. That becomes positive x minus 2x becomes negative 1x minus 12 equals, those cancel, 48. Yeah? Now, I don't know how much room I have, but I think I have enough. Okay, so now I need to get rid of the constant. Negative 12, opposite of that, or the inverse of that, is positive 12. I must do it to both sides. Negative x drops down, those cancel out. I'm left with negative x equals 60. Now you might say, perfect, box it up, let's go. But no, that's not right. Remember, Negative x is an x, so I have to get rid of that negative sign. Here's another great technique that I can give you. Because sometimes, just like this equation, you end up with a negative variable. Super easy to get rid of it. How do I get rid of a negative? Well, I can do two things. I can either multiply by a negative, because we know that a negative times a negative is a positive, or I can divide by a negative, because we also know that a negative divided by a negative is a positive. I always default to division here, just because it's easier to write in algebra. I don't need to write parentheses or anything like that. So negative x divided by negative 1 leaves me, I'm going to put it over here because I'm running out of room, leaves me just x. Don't worry about that yet. Negative x minus 1 leaves me just x. X equals 60 divided by negative 1. Positive divided by negative is a negative. Now we're done. Those may seem similar, but they are not the same. Our answer is negative 60. Okay, I'm going to put the next example on the next video, so stay tuned.